world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. No, hold your applause till the end. Thank you. Okay, welcome to Curious Times, everybody. It is Saturday night, and I do have somebody. February 18th on the calendar. March is sneaking up on us pretty soon, you guys. I can't hardly wait. Then I only have to get through April and into May, and then we can say bye-bye to the snow. And anyhow, we do have Kimber here. Kimber's here. Yay! And just before show, I got a little message from Brittany, and so I thought, oh, that'd be great. Like, why doesn't Brittany come on and she can help us with our our first segment chat? And I'm sure if we have callers for readings, I'm sure she wouldn't, and neither would Kimber mind if both of them did readings, which means Kimber has to cut her readings down from 1 hour long to half an hour long. Just teasing. Okay. So tomorrow we're off. Monday, Diana Monroe is here, assuming that she's doing better after her surgery. Tuesday, Lisa Nolan-Shalosky. Wednesday, it's Kathleen Moore. Thursday, it's Jen and Amy, which is the Stop, Drop, Think thing. And Fridays, of course, are Selva from Australia. So that's what we got going on. And hopefully you guys will be here hanging out with us for that. Just trying to do something real quick here. Oh, darn. And okay. Anyway, so let's we got Kimber. Everybody knows Kimber. I think that this one, where did you get to, Kimber? Minnesota, right? And here's Brittany too. Hey guys.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey. Hi.
Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what kind of trouble were you getting into? Have that.
All kinds. You know me. I am trouble. I've been really. I'm trouble. I've just been really busy and just working a lot and getting ready for spring. Got spring fever. So I've just been doing all kinds of decluttering and, getting my house ready, getting just so much done. So it's been really busy, and also helping a few with some healing and some physical issues, and some of them are kind of major, and I'm really close to a couple of them. So that's been kind of difficult. Dealing with all that.
You get in your house?
But yeah. What was that?
What are you getting your house ready for?
Well, I'm hoping sometime this year I would love to probably put it up for sale and move. So yeah. That would be nice. That's kind of been up in the air. I've thought about. Yeah,
Is there a boy somewhere that you are moving to go find, or what?
Well, I don't know. Just adventurous. Maybe. I don't know. Just kind of adventurous and thinking maybe.
A public warning, to like woman on the loose, all the men better batten down the hatches, Kimber's on the loose.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Early warning system, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look out. As I said, I am trouble.
So, and Brittany, what's going on with you?
Not much. I finally get back to work in a few days. I'm so excited because I've just been dying. It's been over a month.
Crazy, hey?
Yeah, it took way longer than I thought it was.
So you had something you wanted to yak about in the first segment?
Well, yeah, no, I was talking actually to Brian earlier about it. How I kind of got disappointed in myself earlier. Because I don't know, there was someone who, was a reader that I used to respect, and then, events occurred where I didn't really respect them as much, and earlier I kind of forgot about that, and I remember thinking to myself afterwards, why do I not have, enough faith in myself as a reader to still, ask questions to this person, and I kind of blacked out for a second, and realized kind of events that had happened, and I think what I was trying to get at with all of this is we're so easy to just let people tune into our hearts and do readings for us without really maybe knowing all about them at first.
Right.
So it just started to get me thinking about a lot of different things about the whole topic, and I know I'm being kind of vague. It's just I don't want to. I'm kind of doing that on purpose. Yeah. And
send me the names privately.
Yeah, of course. But it's true though.
Especially with, and I'm not downplaying at all the psychic readings, mediumship, and this kind of to me, it's all channeling, and that includes healing.
Yeah.
But when somebody's going for healing, that's a different kind even of vulnerability, really, and
yeah, I mean, we're so easy to just hand over our stories to these people, and when I've gotten readings before, I've done readings before, you're in such a vulnerable, grieving state that I think sometimes we all should maybe do a little bit more research on the people and their background, and even maybe check them out for a few months before we're so quickly willing to, be read by them.
And especially before you tell, it's one thing, just listen, if they're psychic, right? And they're gonna, if they're in your same time zone, that's a joke, but they're gonna, do what they're gonna do. But, when, what happens then is, people get trusting, and then they tell their whole life story, and now there's sensitive information, and we've learned firsthand, that a lot of these people who either claim or don't claim, but who should be practicing good ethics.
Yeah, exactly.
Out blabbing your private stuff to whoever will listen to their gossip. And so that's a mess too, right? There's two things, which is who are you letting into your energy field, but then secondly, are the people that you're spilling your guts to, town criers,
most ethical people, yeah.
Yeah, and do they have any idea whatsoever what freaking ethics are? And there's been more than a few good reputation people that have come through our community who have been nothing but big mouth gossip effing people.
Yeah, that's basically the best way to put it. There's really the only way to put it.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
well,
right.
and
So give me 2 more seconds, and it's your turn, Kimber. A reader should never talk about you to anyone else exactly, or any, so what my point is going to be is, especially when you find yourself hanging with these people, like if they're telling you stuff about other people, you better get it in your mind. They're probably telling other people about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like if somebody's like spilling it all, and there's times when somebody's telling me things about somebody else like that I don't want to, I wish you can't end here. You know what I mean? I'm not comfortable knowing stuff about people. And if they wanted me to know, they'd tell me. And so anyway, go ahead, Kimber.
Oh, I was just going to agree with you guys and say how it is. It's very vulnerable. You're opening on both sides, sharing the energy, your trust, you're opening your heart and spirit. It's something that is very sacred as well, and it's very important that it's genuine and it's for the highest and best interest and always for the good. And as you said, there's a lot of both out there, and you do have to be so very careful because it is something that you do share your energy, and it you want someone that you, as you said, do know, you trust, you have that good feeling with them. You don't want to just go to like Broken Talk Radio or just anywhere and start just picking anyone, because that can end up good or bad. And so it is very, very important. And also people are counting on the reader for the best, for guidance and for help and to answer what they need and give them what they need and what they're given. So to me, I completely agree. You don't want to just go to any and to ones that you have a good connection with, because even if they're a very good reader, you just might not have that connection. And there's some that are good and say, hey, come when you need, and then there's other ones, as you said, that aren't so good out there that say, oh, come all the time, and it's all about money, and I give free readings all the time. That's all I do. It's something I just always do for the ones that need it and that need help, and I think that's what it's all about. And there's many that do it for that, but then some, as you said, are for not good. So it is really important.
Now, in some ways, to get a reading on, reading on air and things like this, like whatever you're sharing on air, you're okay with the world knowing that you're coming with it. So, and so to that extent, So sometimes, because I'm trying to address a comment in the chat room, which is to say, oh, they trust my screening, and believe me, I've made some mistakes in my time, and people have fooled me. Not many can fool me, but some people have fooled me. And
also, too, I think the most important thing is, like, if your gut is telling you something's, like, fishy about someone, then you're probably right,
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And then the other nasty thing is that you've got people who, while everything's fine, and we all have people like this in our lives, I'm sure. And a lot of this happens in like relationships too. I mean, like intimate relationships where, they're very trustworthy, but as soon as there's been some kind of a breakup, now all of a sudden, like this is when, like I always say, like you see somebody's true colors in 2 circumstances. 1, when they're drunk, and 2, after a breakup. That's when you really see colors. So I always used to joke that like when you go on, so for first dates, get them drunk and then break up with them.
I forgot you were the person that told me that advice. Now I remember it after you said that.
And if they respond okay, then make up with them and tell them it was just a test.
Yeah, there you go.
But, so that there's been some people that have come through the community that were fine and trusting and everything while everything was good. But then when there was a kerfuffle, a problem, all of a sudden they turn ugly and they start, and forgetting about any kind of ethics and all that kind of stuff. And so people, I guess that, in some ways, people, this happens to people with their own spouses and partners who you share your deepest, part of yourself with, and you can get betrayed by them after many years even of thinking that you know them. So yes, everybody can make, judgment mistakes or this or that, and other people are really expert at hiding who they really are, until something starts not going their way or whatever the deal is. And so,
yeah, and a lot of people are good at that in this community. More, honestly, I hate to say it, but there's a lot more who seem to turn out like that than who don't. And it's not anymore, honestly. I think once you switched over, it really kind of weeded those people out. But it's really a high amount of people that are like that. It's like love and light community, quote unquote.
Yeah, love and light, love you, and their private messaging how they hate the person or something. Like, I can't stand it. I really, it's just such bullshit. And that's the one thing that drives me so crazy.
Me too.
And that's how I just like say, keep the word out of, keep that, because the word has no meaning anymore after that, really, And
that's true.
So like, love ya, mean it. And it's like just patronizing or something, you know what I mean? And so there's other things that people should be, because if you're using those kind of words, conduct yourself in a way that honors that then, and otherwise you don't really have a right to be using that kind of, and putting on that. I always have said, you guys, right, that we're vulnerable in a community like this to the sheep in wolf's clothing, because the love and light community is just a bunch of suckers that are willing to open up to anybody and everybody and help the whole world, and like all with good, everybody has enough to come. People would come and try, with their sad stories to get money out of people and all this kind of stuff, because they're like, so compassionate and trusting and the wolf in sheep clothing, and we're just like primed for that, what better place to go, right?
I mean, yeah, it's terrible, but it's kind of smart thinking on their part, because who else would be so open to, to do that?
Yeah. So, I mean, do you think that there's a difference, Brittany, in terms of, getting a reading on the radio just for the, because really the whole intent behind these radio readings initially was supposed to be, everybody, you can get a little, like a little test drive, like before you buy the car, okay? And, is there a difference between that and going into deep consultations of, hours at a time, or get into very personal stuff, or do you just think in general?
I know. I think for me, it's more like for psychic readings or whatever, it doesn't really, I don't know, relationships and stuff and whatnot. It's kind of funny to me sometimes. So, I don't really think that's a big deal. It's when it upsets me, it's when it's a mediumship reading. That's where I get mad. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Right. Same could be said for, now let's turn the tables around and say, because there used to be people that would run around and then they would post these videos on YouTube, where they would call into shows, into some mediumship show, and they were total trolls. And so then they would get a person to commit to giving a reading, and it would be like all, nope, that's wrong, and I don't even have such a person, and So when the psychic or the medium was wrong, then they're going, they're posting, it. So in a way, like, it's a two-way street because, you're supposedly wanting to, as the reader, you're also, like, it's a two-way connection. Like for a straw to be able to deliver the liquid from the cup into your mouth means that the straw has to join with the liquid. Connect with, and so the medium that's doing the reading is also connecting, and that's how come, they always will tell you in these, courses and things like this to, ground, center, protect, and all of this kind of stuff. And, and people who are getting readings can do the same thing. What you don't want somebody to do is entirely close off, you know what I mean? And
I had a reading not that long ago where someone did that, and it was just like, it got to the point where, like, I was annoyed. I just didn't even really want to read them anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I could have probably tried a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But it was like, they were so closed off. It was just like, why am I even doing this? Like.
Yeah. Exactly. And, well, and the funny thing is that I'm convinced that there's times when people set out to do these troll type activities and then they wind up getting a reading that's real, and then they still fake it off as though it's not, but it's real. And, so.
And I'd much rather tell someone that I got nothing than try to concoct something, you know what I mean? And I've done it before.
Yeah. I know, and that's, that's... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just said it has to be genuine. If you don't, once in a while, you can get where you just don't get nothing. It's rare, but it can happen. And if so, as Brittany said, you just say, I'm not connecting right now, or there's nothing coming through. But sometimes you can get overwhelmed because there's so much, It just can vary, but it can happen.
Yeah.
And what was interesting, too, is when I did get that closed-off person, it happened, I was doing a reading with another person, who was giving readings, and it was the same way with them. So, I think when people start getting answers they don't want to hear, then they start shutting down.
Well, and again, this is something I say so often is, like, don't, as listeners to a show like this, don't judge how good a reader was by how many yeses or nos they got from the caller. Because I know many people over the years, and you can only imagine how many readings have I sat through, right? And all of us that listen to this show have sat through many, but there's people like, and I'm gonna, what the hell is her name? She doesn't call here. The one that was always, oh my God, for years, Suzanne. Okay? Now, Suzanne, you say anything positive about her and she's all, yep. Say anything like, oh, you need to work on blah, 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 and because, this is getting in. No, that's not right. Or else you would tell her, she would call and she would go, there's these two guys, and like, there's these three guys, and there's like blah, blah, and then the blah, blah, and then which guy is it going to be? And then the psychic will say, well, it's going to be, guy number 2. Well, why isn't it going to be number 3? It's going to be number 3. And it's like all, the chick drove me crazy, man. And she was always the one that would be like, when will I get a job? When will I does this guy like me, or will there be with this guy? And will I ever get my kid back? And all.
I love how that's the last one.
I know. And she's the same person that called my show on a New Year's Eve. She had her son for visitation, and she was shushing the kid. You could hear the kid playing in the background. She's New Year's Eve trolling all the psychic shows again. She's spending her whole night on the phone on hold waiting for a reading. And then she shushes her kid because she's getting a reading. And this is the same kid that she keeps asking, like, when will I get custody of my kid back? You don't deserve
Yeah, I definitely
custody.
remember that one. I remember that. Yes, she doesn't.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure I read for her before,
sure.
and yeah.
But read for her, man. I'm sure.
I think a few times that it was the same thing over and over, as you said.
Well, listen, listen, here's the thing about me. After about my first year or into my second year or something, because I would tell her that, it used to be that if I had something to add, I would add it after, and it wasn't of a psychic
Absolutely.
nature.
It's your show,
And so I've given her a little bit of this and that, and then she wasn't having nothing of it. And so,
you know what's so messed up? If you were to code that, let's say you were to fid and say you pulled some cards or did, some sort of thing, but you just took that advice and put it in it, she'd probably be more than willing. You know what I mean? That's what's so sad about it.
Not her, because again, anything that requires that A suggests that she's doing anything wrong or not doing something at all, she rejects. She will not see that she has any part in anything. And you can, it oozes out of her. All you have to do is listen to her and you can figure out why she doesn't have a boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
And do you remember the one from Arizona? She was the rudest. If you gave her an answer she wanted, then you walked on water. But if you gave her an answer, anything else, she's like, oh, you're a fraud, you're a fake, you don't know nothing. And these are people that are getting free readings, and how dare you? And I remember, I wonder where I have some of those clips, because there were some of those calls.
I know. I wish I could just scan them and see if these people are still around. You know what I mean? Not have to listen to the shows.
Seriously, where I was recently where it's it was Roy Worley show does the New Year's Eve show or whatever that was, with Robert Sharp. You know what I mean? And there was Suzanne. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Give it up, Suzanne. It's 5-6 years now of the same shit. Oh my God.
That's what's scary. It's I just don't understand. I mean, okay, a year, 2 years, whatever, but for that long, I mean, I've told you, I've mentioned it a few times. I have a customer at the bar I work at, and he's been stuck with the same story about his ex-girlfriend for 2 years now. And I hear it every single day. When new people come into the bar, he jumps at them because it's a chance for him to retell that story, and he's just stuck in the past. And people will give advice till they're blue in the face, and he doesn't want to hear it. He just wants to vent. He'll humor them and be like, yeah, you're right, I should do this, whatever. But then the next day it's the same exact story, so. Yeah,
no. I mean, is that the guy that always wanted to be the guy? Some of these people are delusional, and it's if the guy walked across a parking lot, he would drop of a heart attack. But he continues to want to know when's he going to get hired as a football coach. Seriously, so I tell some of these people the way it is, right? And I told that Suzanne chick, you know what? Be careful in your dealings right now, because if your boy is, say, 13 years old, there's only 5 more years before he's 18 and he can make his own decisions, right?
Yeah.
If you do things and take actions in this next 5 years, you could actually push him away in such a way that you'll never get to see him. And so govern yourself very quickly over this next several years. And don't be bashing the father and blah, blah, blah. And just have some patience, because that's what I think sometimes happens in these disputes, is that they become so offensive and it becomes such a drain on everybody involved, but the kids that are being fought over and all of this kind of stuff. And, you could very well be pushing them away so that even when they're an adult, they don't want to have nothing to do with you because you made an ass of yourself for, the last 8 years or something like that. And so, I think that was like the last time that she ever called into my show. I'm like, if I would have known that, if I would have known that sooner, like,
I just think this kid's probably gonna write like a sitcom about her. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like a comedy or a black comedy.
She's not taken away, though. I mean, here's a woman that's obsessed with, that clearly can't hold a job, is obsessed with men and psychic readings, and so what time left is there for her kid?
And honestly, there's something that I've learned, and I'm still trying to kind of get it in my head. It's like, if you, and again, I need to work on this myself, so I'm kind of preaching to the choir, but if you work on yourself and get everything in order, then all that other stuff will fall into place. If you're harping on finding a husband or boyfriend or any of that, it's just this like anxious, nervous energy you're putting out there that no one wants to be around.
That's right. Absolutely. I've said that to a person or two also. And same with this high fretting energy of going for jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember it's a walk down memory lane. I remember this one that just always had an interview. Which job am I going to get? And I'd be like, you are way too, you cannot go, if you're carrying the same energy, because it was always, and I'm all, if you're carrying that same kind of energy into an interview, a job interview that you're calling.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. Mm-hmm.
Then I wouldn't hire you. People want to have.
Yeah, I know exactly who you are talking about. You can hear it on the phone.
Listen, frequently this would probably be true. You have two people. One person is adequately qualified to do the job that you're hiring for. And they're bubbly, effervescent, happy, funny. The next person is qualified and then some. You know what I mean? But they have nothing going energy-wise. I'm sure 9 times out of 10, the person that's going to get hired is the one that people feel more at ease being around, And that's always going to be the bubbly, happy, go-lucky kind of person. So people don't. I used to always explain it like when you sometimes are in a grocery store. There's sometimes somebody that you go by that you might go like, God, that person looks like they'd be fun to sit down and have coffee with or something. And then there's ones that you just want to go and jump off a bridge when you walk by them. You know what I mean? And so that's the difference. It's the energy that they're conveying. They don't have to say a word, keep eye contact with you, nothing. You can sense it around their aura or whatever it is. It's the energy that they're putting out. And so if you're going for a job interview, you must be in a position to, even if you're faking it, man, project happy, bubbly, good energy. I mean, be serious about the questions they're asking you, but you have to. And so I used to always say right before you go in, think about the happiest, as you're sitting there waiting, like, think about the happiest moment in your life and stay there. And how sometimes you see a laughing baby or a kid says something funny and it can shift your whole energy just like that. Oh, and you can't even help but smile. So if you're struggling in this area, then you got to think about, it's the same way that actors, they have to have a tragic scene or a crying scene. Like they get ready by like sometimes method actors, they're like trying to go into personal experiences that have been the saddest in their life so that they can be in an emotional energy to convey those kind of emotions in their scene. And so, but we've all heard many people, that are continually looking for jobs that are conveying this, I want to kill myself kind, like people that have to hang around them would want to like kill themselves or something like that.
This interview talk though, it reminds, do you ever watch the show Girls on HBO?
No, I didn't.
Oh God, sometimes it's so hard to watch this show because they're constantly just like self-sabotaging themselves, and you just watch it like, why did they do that? Like, and there was a episode where she goes for an interview and it's going really well, and the guy that was interviewing her ended up going to the same school as her, and she made a joke at the end that was like, oh yeah, you graduated in that year? That's why the rapes must have went down, or the domestic abuse or something. And he just looks at her like, what? And he's like, I don't think this is going to be a good fit.
Actually,
but she got too comfortable. Like, she got too comfortable in it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, God, that show is funny, but it's like, if you don't like to watch people just completely embarrassing themselves, don't watch that show.
Don't watch that show. That's funny. And if you don't like to watch people embarrass themselves, don't watch Donald Trump on CNN. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play a song. It looks like there's just one person. There might be two people for a reading. I can see Diane is listening. I don't know if that means she wants a reading or if she's just listening. But there's Annette is there, and so I'm gonna do a song. We'll take a song break, and then we'll let you guys give that person a reading, and then we'll figure out what to do. Okay?
Yeah. Sure. Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
All right, we're back. Wait, I gotta stop. Okay. Welcome back to Curious Times. Broadcasting nightly, almost, at intuitalks.com. Broadcasting live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Welcome back, everybody. So, we're going to get back to Brittany and hello. And Kimber.
Hey.
So, you guys ready to take? It looks like there might be a couple calls.
Okay,
you guys
cool.
ready? So now that you got two readers. So don't forget Kimber.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy, Brittany. Yay, thank you.
Sorry, I hope I didn't step on your toes. It's just I had that topic and I just asked Chris if I could say something.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy you did. No, love to. And
well, thank you. Thank you for letting me to join you.
Oh,
Kimber
thank you.
Kimber learned how to share the sandbox.
Oh, love to. Yep, I play nice.
Yeah, she plays really nice.
Yes. No, much fun. Yay, I'm so happy. We'll definitely do it again.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's go get Annette. Hi, Annette.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I haven't called in
Hey,
for a while.
Annette.
Hey, darling.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Great. Good to hear from you. You're awesome. Always love to hear from you.
How are you? I saw your name, so I called in.
Yay. Good.
Yeah, I was just wondering what you might have, a general reading, hon?
Sure, yeah. Oh, wow, it seems you've been very busy. You've been a busy girl. A lot of good stuff coming up for you come spring here. Oh, wow, a lot of good energy. some traveling. It seems like there's going to be some kind of vacation come spring, May, June, somewhere in there. I don't know if you have something planned. If not, you want to look into it because there's something there, and I'm feeling May, kind of mid to end May, and through beginning of June. So definitely a lot of learning. It just feels like you've been working really hard, learning a lot spiritually, but also I get pursuing business, pursuing work, self-employment. Are you looking into or starting self-employment?
I'd like to do self-employment. It's been most of my life. You know? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, very wonderful opportunities, very good financially, something very makes you happy and you're good at. You share a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that you have, a lot of experience, a lot of, you have such a big heart, so much love. You have such great energy. I always love reading you because you just have amazing energy. A very sweet spirit. It almost feels like working with animals or some kind of animal healing people as well, but it just helping and healing. I'm being shown helping and healing, teaching. We're always teaching. We're always learning. So that's good. And you're always so willing and have a way with sharing what you know and what's in you, because you have so much already in you. And in fact, I get with you, and I have before, of you get a lot of downloads, a lot of remembering what you already know, and a lot through dreaming when you're sleeping. And that's why sometimes it feels like it's not the most restful sleep. So there's some sleep issues and just kind of difficult. You do a lot of thinking. Your mind's constantly going and always wanting to keep doing. You're a very much a people pleaser, and you do please people very well. You're just very good at that. Always helping, always sharing. Take time for you, though. I'm being shown that you need some time for you. I see baths. Very, very good. Essential oils, stones, crystals. Very healing. Very good working with them. And much good energy with you. You have a connection with them. Also healing. Not only for you, but healing with stones for others. So that's something too. I do really feel your self-employment is going to just really take off. It's going to be very good this year, but even the next few years, it's going to grow. Connecting with the right people. I see you standing around. This would probably be like 6 months, 6 to 11 months. At a very busy place. There's pictures being taken. It's a lot of people, connecting with a lot of people. Try to get out there, because I see you at this place, and it's going to be a very good, beneficial. You're going to meet a lot of the right connections that are going to be very helpful for you, for your business, friends, and spiritual-wise, very like-minded people is what I'm hearing, like-minded. because you fit in with many and all, because just how you are and your personality, and people are drawn to you. But there's certain ones that are very like-minded and very connecting with you. So you're going to meet, I get 3 to 4 extra special ones. I don't know how else to say it, but extra special ones that are going to, as you'll meet many that are going to be good connections and help you in many ways, but there's going to be a certain 3 to 4 that are going to make a big difference this year for you. Get out there. I get a lot of just kind of get out there a little more. Accept offers is coming up. Accept offers. That could be also invitations to places. Okay, I'm sorry, what?
My home is for sale. I've been told that it's going to get sold a couple different times.
Okay, yep. Because I get financially is going to go through good for you. So, yeah, it feels like you're going to get a few offers, actually. I get you've been taking your time to really think this through. You're very good with finances and waiting for the right offer, and it will come. Your new place is going to be amazing. Good energy. It's just a lot of big changes. This year's going to be really a lot of good things for you. I feel almost kind of exciting, drained yet, but exciting, if you know what I mean, where you're almost drained, but yet it's such a good feeling because you are getting so much accomplished, so much done. Hard worker. You're an extremely hard worker, and it's paying off. Finally, for you, a lot of things are going to start fitting in. Being shown a puzzle and pieces, just kind of, I get like a few fell on the floor, if that makes any sense. It's like three or something fell on the floor, but that you've found them and you picked them up, and they're finally fitting in. So it's going to be a lot smoother. It's been kind of a rough road for a little while to get to where you're at. So I see definitely this year and next year it's going to be a lot smoother. Things are going to just start fitting in. I'm being shown 3 doors. You have a lot of opportunities coming. It seems like there's 3 different things that can make some big changes.
You're going to get the crickets in 2 minutes. So you know.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, I get that you're worried about making the right choices. I don't know if that's something that you think about a lot, but be confident. Know that you are making the right choices and that you will. And just I keep getting follow your intuition, follow your gut feeling, follow your intuition. And that you're picking the right road, because I just get kind of that conflict. Do you have a quick question or anything else? I know,
like
Brittany.
I had a dispute with somebody in this past year. Do you see that somehow resolving? Without saying names.
I do see. I do see the issue being taken care of, being agreed upon. It does be resolved. Again, open up and just feel free to talk. Bring some things up. Be open and free is what I get. Just kind of, it will work out. Yeah, I do get that it is going to work out for you, and that will be resolved. And that the relationship will be it'll be okay, but it's just going to be a little more distant, if that makes sense.
I think other people were involved very much so.
Yeah, it does feel like there's more than one because I'm picking up more energy. It almost feels like 3.
You said.
Okay. How about we move on to Brittany?
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Sorry.
Hey, hi Annette. How are you doing?
Hi, Brittany.
Okay. So the first thing I got, and you confirmed it when you were talking to Kimber, is about the house. Because at first I thought maybe you were in real estate, and then when I heard you talk about the house, I realized that's what it was talking about.
I was a realtor in the past.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
So then I guess it works for both ways. And because I'm hearing, like, if I do it in pairs with readings with people, sometimes I won't hear all of it because I'll start writing things down. But I forgot if you said there was like 3 people interested in your house, or there was like 3 properties you were interested in, or something along those lines. Could you just repeat that part for me?
Right now I don't have, unfortunately the house it is very nice and the right price is near my ex-boyfriend, and it's not an area that I want to go to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I get the number 4, so I think that means, I guess it would 4 weeks, or 4 would mean April in both ways, so I would write down April. You're going to get some more positive feedback on that.
Okay.
Okay. I got a lot of other stuff, but when you were talking about the fighting, do you have kids?
I have 2 daughters.
Okay. Because wasn't sure if it was your daughter or your daughter-in-law that you were fighting with. Does it have anything to do with them?
That's not what I was speaking about. I was speaking about my ex-boyfriend.
Did that have to do, too, when you were talking to Kimber about, like, the argument you had with the dispute? Is it also with the ex-boyfriend, or is it someone else?
It's with him, but he else is involved, yes.
Okay. And why would September be, like, a significant?
His birthday.
Okay. That I'm getting is going to take a little bit longer to sort itself off. Not like it's going to be an issue, but he's not really going to be out of your hair, or at least like neutral, at least for a little bit. I want to say like 6 months to a year. It's not going to be bad. It's just going to be lingering disputes here and there. He won't be like right in your life or anything, but he might reach out text message or email, social media, things like that.
I get the feeling you want him back.
What's that?
Do I get the feeling you want him back?
Yeah, we got along good until we broke up. And
I'm sorry.
The neighbor cost a lot. I mean, we were ready to sign for a $100,000 house. I mean, it was, something that wasn't.
Okay. Well, that probably feels why I guess it's still lingering.
Yeah, but what he has done now is gone back to a girlfriend that he's gone back to 3 times, not since he's been with me, but he's known her for 20 years, and he was with somebody that he was supposed to get married to before me. I mean, childhood sweetheart. And he was with this woman that he's with now before her, after her, and then he met me. I wasn't in the picture then. And then we broke up last year at this time, and he went back to this woman, and she's very addictive. I'm worried about him. I'm really worried.
Can I be honest? Don't be worried about him, honestly, because I know you said he's a nice guy, and I'm sure he is, but he has this very, he's got like a survival mode in him as well, where if shit hits the fan, it's like all bets are off. And he doesn't care what he has to do to, make it and, survive.
Yeah, I've heard that before. So you're right on that one.
Does he have any tattoos?
No.
Okay. Does anybody you know have like a snake tattoo?
My dad did.
Okay.
My dad was in the service. He had a skull and a snake on his forearm.
Oh, like I know what you mean, like that kind of.
Yeah, where the snake's going through the skull.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't like growing up at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so somebody wanted me to bring that up.
Huh.
Another
My father
thing.
always comes through for readings, always.
Yeah, as far as like people coming through, that was the strongest. That was actually the first thing I got. Another thing that came up, I know Valentine's Day just passed, so I don't know if that's why it's coming up, but I don't know if there's another double meaning to it for you. I got an image of like those, those Valentine's Day hearts you used to make in school, like the ones with the doilies.
I didn't make any or anything like that. I used to like making them when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't have, because it was brought up a few times, and then I didn't know if it was just on my, in my conscious because Valentine's Day just passed. But then I got it 2 more times, so a total of 3 times. So I don't know if maybe something happened this past Valentine's Day or if something.
Oh, I wasn't doing well, because of our breakup. Yeah.
Well, that's probably why your dad wanted me to talk about that afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I think he doesn't have like a clear-cut message. I think he just wanted to poke in to let you know that he's around.
Okay.
Let me just see, because I wrote a bunch of stuff down just to make sure I didn't forget anything.
See, this is about the time that Timothy and I broke out last year. Was like right
last
at Valentine's.
Year?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's why it's so hard.
Yeah. Trying to see if I've got another name I got too, but this was at the very beginning of the call, so I don't know if maybe it's for someone else, but it's a name like Deidre or like Deandra. I got actually a bunch of names with you, so I don't know.
Maybe they're my spirit guides.
Yeah, so maybe they just have very normal sounding names.
Because I've always wanted to know what spirit guides' names are, and I can't seem to grasp onto them.
Well, I'll just tell you the names. I just want you to think I'm pulling things out of the air. But I wrote down the name, like Phil or Peter. It's a P name.
Peter? My Uncle Peter just passed away. He was a deacon in the church.
Okay, so that does have relevance. And then, is there anything else I'm missing? See, this is what I was just talking about before in chat. I'll write things down, and then I'll go back to read it, and I'm like, did I write the name Sal, or was I trying to write something else? I feel like with that name, I kind of stopped midway, so I don't know if it's a Sal or a Sally. Because I just was getting a ton of information when you were talking.
One of my coworkers' husband, his name was Sal.
Is he still here?
Oh, he passed away years ago.
Okay, yeah, because I figured all these names were passed. Just the last thing I'm going to tell you is, they're giving me like an order to deal with like your 2 issues right now. The house thing and the dispute. Put the house thing first, and then the dispute second. Just put the dispute right now in the back burner.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you're forgetting about it. It's just things need to kind of settle down a little bit and come to like a cooling point.
I think who he's involved with is really keeping it going. You know what I'm saying? Is that what you're picking up?
They're very vague about it because I think as far as the details and whatever, like you don't want to hear that. And what is that going to do? Just confirm the person's name, or you know what I mean? It's very black and white the way they're putting it. It's like 1 house, 2 dispute. So keep your energy and your focus right now on your house.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to do.
And that's exactly what you should be doing. And honestly, if you keep doing it that way, everything else will fall into place.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Here's what I have to say. The guy, he has a pattern, and I have said to other callers before, like, make sure before you move on in a relationship, you're truly over somebody, because to go into a relationship with somebody while still burning the torch, or however they call that, carrying a torch for somebody else, this is not fair to the new person, and that's what he's doing. And he has a pattern of continuing to go back. And so either that's a safe place for him to go when he has breakups, or he's not over that one that he keeps going back to. You know what I mean? And in either case, I don't see that. I think that you should start to work on trying to move on from that, because it's going to continue to repeat that cycle. And especially if you're going to be doing a house deal and things like this, starts to get so nasty and complicated when, there's breakups and all this kind of stuff going on, that I just think that you should, to cut your losses with that guy. Give yourself some time to truly get over him and accept that, things are not, maybe meant to be with him, and prepare yourself to enter and, to find somebody else who you can go be with without any attachments to somebody else. So I don't want you to have attachments to him while moving on to another relationship in a similar way that he seems to continue to have attachments to his past relationship or relationships when he's going to be entering into a relationship with you. You know what I mean? And so maybe you've been given 3 chances to kind of like move on from him, and you've had him. I think you've taken him back a few times. You know what I mean? And sometimes we do that because that's what's comfortable to us. We better the devil and all of that kind of thing, right? But it's not. Can't underestimate this, because I think in a relationship like that, you're always wondering, when is the boom going to drop again? You know what I mean? And then sometimes that can be the actual cause of a dispute or a fight, is because there's insecurity. You know what I mean? And so now you might make something out of something that's really nothing, but that's because out of fear that Buddy's getting ready to jump off the ship again, And so that's just
me. I never expected, never,
Well, you should.
You don't think for $100,000 house if you think that the next week that the carpet's going to be pulled from it. You know what I mean?
You might be fooling yourself, because it's for the same reason that women get pregnant sometimes when there's something not all that great going on, is that they think that once there's a baby there, that the commitment from the other person will become stronger. And similarly, subconsciously for you, it could be that you're of the opinion that if there's a commitment such as a huge thing like a house and a mortgage, that the commitment would become stronger by him. But in either case, I'm not certain that he has an ability to commit.
Right. I can't even talk. I'm kind of like that puzzle that was brought up, like Kimber said. There's just certain things that I'm picking up over this past year that I'm hearing from different people, like you said, and he can really fool a lot of people, and he treated me really well right to the end, and then everything kind of changed. So.
Well, but that's not an uncommon pattern for somebody like that that kind of keeps jumping relationships like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, okay, Well, hopefully everything works out, and good luck with the house thing and everything like that.
Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, take care.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. That was spot on.
And so, okay. Now, I didn't catch in the chat room. So let me just say, Diane, if you're in calling for a reading, can you please press 1 on your phone right now and just say hello? Press 1, not 1. Okay. Okay, there you are. You're unmuted now. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How you doing? So back and forth. I'm not bad. Hi, Kimber. Hi, Brittany.
Hello.
Hi. What you were saying earlier sounded like a crossover. I have a degree and so I just wondered, and I have a daughter who's like, whatever. Wondered if there was anything possibly that could have intersected life at all.
Sure. Do you want to go again first, Kimber, and then I'll go second?
That's up. If you want to go first, you can.
No, it's okay. I kind of liked it, how we did it like that. Is that all right?
Sure, yeah. Nope, whatever you want. Nope, I'm good with that. Great. I'm so happy you called, Diane. Diane, great. Thank you. Always good to hear from you. And I do get, you said eye surgery, right?
Yeah, a while back, yeah. Well, actually, no, they said they can't do eye surgery. I wanted it. Like I said, can you do that? But they said, no, not with the conditions I have.
Okay, because I feel that you've looked into options, several different options, and that there is a better option for you. This has been going on for a while, and it does seem to get much more taken care of and resolved this year. Did you get a new doctor? It almost feels like someone new.
Well, what happened was I did have an eye specialist for years who dealt with surgeries and whatever. And because he wanted cash up front every time, and he wanted to do this special exam, like every time I saw him, $70 here, and I finally said, okay, I can't afford to keep paying you, and it should be covered under OHIP. And he goes, oh, there's this other doctor that can see you. So he did refer me, and I kept canceling the appointment, but only because I thought, he's going to do all kinds of eye X-rays and weird stuff, and the guy had already told me your vision is 21% now, and 20 is legally. But I thought I can't really see how it could change. I mean, maybe the other guy, he's a retinologist, the new one. So because I canceled the first one, I called back. She said, you can't make another appointment. You first. So I have to sort of beg them, I guess, to see me now. But it would be covered, any eye exams.
Sure.
Yeah. So I don't really.
Yeah.
The other guy explained, is that I have like 3 conditions going on, 2 that cause blindness through genetics.
Whoops, blindness through genetics. She tried to say. You cut out of it there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like the original doctor, who was a specialist, he saved my friend from going blind by doing artificial lenses. So the problem with me is it's my retina that's detaching also. So he said I'm not a candidate for that either. And he does laser, but he said I'm not a candidate for laser because it's the back of the eye. And then he said I've got I forget what it's called, but where your eyes close in, AM something or other. So basically, the retinologist, I think, was only going to tell me how far it had progressed for their eye exams.
Sure.
I really want to know. It's like I know what's going on because I can tell. But, to see that it's maybe detaching more isn't going to really help me in a way,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I do. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was it. That's as far as I got.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay, because, I do feel that there is a new one that you do eventually see, and I do get insurance issues worked out or whatever, and then it will be taken care of and paid for. And as you said, it's basically to kind of go over things, and that you're pursuing the options. You've looked into a lot of different things. Something that will help and could help is vitamin D and carrots, many, many carrots. My grandma actually made her eyesight better by eating carrots years ago, and it really can make a difference in diet, and food is medicine. Spices, herbs, there's a lot of ones that are very good for your eyesight, but you cannot eat enough carrots. Carrots are very good and will help. But also, as you said, it's this doctor, this new one, because I do feel that you will eventually end up seeing them, but I don't feel a surgery. I don't think that you really need the surgery. As you said, it's just kind of other things that you can take other options and work with. So that's always something that you can do if you decide down the line, but I don't see that right now. It does feel like it's better this year. You've done a lot of changes, and you are going to continue to in diet. Not that it was bad, it's just that a lot of go for the plant-based diet, and a lot of stay away from the processed, the boxed foods. They put so much stuff in all the foods nowadays, so much sugar, so much salt, preservatives, chemicals, all that. So try to stick with the more natural, and because, as I said, it will really help. It is medicine. It's amazing. And also spiritually, you're very spiritual, and always, as I say, don't own a disease. You always say, I'm getting better. I am better. And it does make a difference. You have that positive outlook. You have that, you definitely explore everything. You look at it in a good way. And it's good to have that, and it's very healing. You also, I get healing with you. You are a healer, and not only for others, but also you heal yourself. And when you heal others, you heal yourself as well. And it's amazing what we can do when, especially, we focus and put our mind to it. So you do a lot of healing on yourself. Whether you realize it or not, you really, really do. I get books, books and reading. It just feels like you've done a lot of learning, a lot of, I think, not only looking into this, but just kind of a lot of learning in general, both last year and it feels like this year too. So, and for some reason I keep getting lessons, but good, and in a good way. Letting go, I get letting go. That's been a thing that there's been a couple things, especially that have kind of almost been on your mind, been just things that you've dealt with for a long, long time, and you've let go. You're ready. You've done that. It's time. And it's amazing when we let go. I cannot tell you how the freedom, and sometimes how we can just have so much on us. I can even almost feel it's hard to breathe. I don't know if you get that or why I'm picking that up, but right now I can just kind of feel that. And it's like, let it go. There's some things that when we let go, and it may be people, events, things that the woulda, coulda, shouldas, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it can be anything, but try to let something go every day. It's amazing, the freedom and how much better you'll feel. And I feel that that is one of your lessons. That's one that you've learned and that you do and that you are aware of. And we all kind of forget that at times, but you've kind of been reminding yourself and doing that. Sleep. It seems I'm hearing you need more sleep. Green tea, turmeric, and milk before bed will help. Meditation, music. I just get a lot of thoughts, way too many thoughts, and I hear you there, especially lately. But I get way too many thoughts, and you're having a hard time sleeping, and you're laying in bed, and I can just feel it. And I feel you, and just kind of take deep breaths, maybe listen to music, do whatever's gonna, make you feel good, make you be able to just let go and sleep, because I just get lack of sleep right now. And that even when you get sleep, I get like 4 to 6 hours of actual, if even good sleep. Otherwise, it can be that kind of sleep where your mind's going and you're just not getting enough rest. So even if you take like a Sunday, I get like a Sunday or something like that, take some time, take a few hours, a good 3-4 hours, may it be put on Netflix or whatever you watch, and fall asleep. Take some you time, relax, rest, get some sleep.
Let me butt in really quick, just as a time management thing. I'm not saying you're done but I need to know, Peter, if you're waiting for a reading, can you push 1-1 on your phone right now, just so that I know and I can factor that in? We still have Carol to go, and I don't see anything from Peter there. So we'll have. So you can have another 5 minutes if you need it, and then we'll let just listening. Thanks, Peter. The other guy hung up, so we'll let you have 5 minutes to finish off, and then we'll let Brittany go, and then we have Carol. Okay.
Okay. So do you have any questions that you want to ask, or should I keep going, or?
Well, you're dead on. So I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's true. I mean, I do go to sleep, and I'm trying more to go to sleep, and I do go to sleep right away. But I have this cat that can tell when I'm having nightmares because I wake. I'm always processing stuff. So you're right. My cat will actually jump on my chest or like whack me in the face or something. When I guess it's like rapid eye movement or something. I'm like, oh, get out, get. And of course, oh yeah, I'll get up for a second because I'm like, oh man, it was like one of these. You have dreams where you go to a memory and then it's like, oh no, I haven't worked it out. So then I go back and I'm like, what a nightmare. And I guess I'm doing something in my sleep and then the cat wakes me up and whack, or sits right on my chest, so I know time to wake up again. You can tell when I'm upset, so the dream makes me upset. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting. But everything you said is true. So thank you. It's like, yeah.
Yes, good. And yeah, your cat is very connected with you, feels what you feel, knows when you're dreaming, likes to come sit by you a lot, loves you deeply, spends a lot of time around you. Very, very sweet, loving cat. Yeah, definitely you get so much in the dreams. So even when you're not getting much sleep, you're getting a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. You pick up a lot. You also daydream. I get some daydreaming there as well, which is good. It's good to do that too. You pick up a lot. You're very aware. You also get spirits around you, many, many spirits, and you pick up messages from them. You feel them around you. Acknowledge them, communicate, because they're there, and they like that when you do. feel free to talk to them. They're just saying, hey, we're here. Feel free. Because I just get a lot of unanswered questions. Some things that you have been thinking about talking about to someone special on the other side. So do that. It's good to do. You'll connect. Do you have it almost feels like a brother.
On
the other side.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, I have a brother, but he passed when he was really young, but I'm sure they do grow. My brother was a twin. So,
okay.
I think he's around.
But not your twin.
Too.
Not your twin? Your twin or not your twin?
No, he's my brother's twin. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, because, I feel your brother, and he does come around, and his energy is, he comes around at night too as well. He likes to check in. I get he likes to come check in. He did pass very young, very, very young. Always around you and always has been. A very special connection, even though it didn't really get much of a chance to be around or get to know you. They do spiritually and connect with your heart and your energy. Very, very sweet. He, just very loving. Didn't get much time here, but understands that. And we all don't. Sometimes we do and sometimes we don't understand why it can be so short. But they accept it. That's one thing about being on the other side is it's they don't hurt, they don't feel any pain, everything's good. It's he's around you very often. Your other brother's still around, right? He's still living?
He's still alive, yeah.
Yes, the other twin. Okay. I don't get it. You're very close with him. There's almost like a conflict or something. You or an issue.
Yeah, there's an issue. There's an issue on the.
Okay, because I'm getting that. This one supports you and understands that, and just. It's not you. I keep getting it's not you, it's him. It's you've really, really tried to work this out. I don't know how else to say it, but he seems stubborn, if that makes sense. He seems really stubborn about this issue anyways. And I keep getting money, that there's some money involved or there's something to do with money.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay. Because, I keep seeing money. And then, as I said, stubborn. And you're really trying. You've really tried for a long time to work it out. Communication issues. I see paperwork, almost like an attorney. I don't know if there's an attorney involved or there will be an attorney involved, but it does get resolved eventually with like I see a lot of paperwork. Like a lot of 3 to 6 months, 3, 6, 9. I don't know. 3, maybe it starts. 6, it's going, and by 9, it's resolved because I get 3, 6, 9. There again, that may be one that is the letting go issue too, is because sometimes, especially family, it may be, and also it may be friends, but a lot of times it's family, and we can love them, but from a distance, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You can love them, but they don't have to necessarily be involved so much in your life, or some even at all. But sometimes it's just like you can try, but you want to help them, but they just don't want it. I feel that it does get resolved. It goes more in your favor than his, and he's not so happy about it because he's looking for money. I don't know if that, I don't want to get too deep into it because, I could with you more privately if you want to or whatever, or if you want to, but I just feel that there's just the money issue, and don't let it take anything from you, because you are very kind, loving, and you really want this to work out, and it does work out for all as it should. I get all as it should be. So financially, it will be taken care of. I do see the paperwork, the like a legal issue or an attorney handling some stuff, which will take a lot off your back. Resolved more in your favor, as I said. So, and that should be this year. A lot of this will be taken care of, and then you're going to be much more relieved. Because I just feel this has been a real big burden, and that's where I get the breathing, the heaviness on your chest, the heavy, almost like a monkey off your back. You just need this resolved. It's been ongoing long. It's been enough. You're like, hey, let's just get this over with. And this year is going to be the year where it finally will be taken care of and resolved. And then know that you've done all you can, and that, as I said, sometimes we really want to help, especially family members, but understand you do what you can, and that it is what it is. So, let go and move on, and just it will be good though. But as I said, it's just sometimes we have to kind of just change certain relationships because it can be harmful for us, and I just think it'll be just a little bit different, but you're still going to have that brother relationship. And then, as I said, you have so many spirits around you. We can always talk about that again, because I do feel so much, and I feel you communicate with them, you feel them, and you do feel the other brother around you. Talk to him. He wants to talk to you. Talk to him. So anytime you feel like it, just, welcome him, acknowledge him, and have him come sit by your bed, sit on your bed, sit and talk to you, or wherever you're comfortable, whatever room, even if it's outside at the park, wherever it may be. But communicate with them and communicate with spirits, because they're around you, they're always around you, and I feel that you already know that. You see them out of the corner of your eye, you feel them around you, you feel them touch you, pull your hair a little bit, touch your shoulder. Acknowledge them, because then you're going to start to get more and more with communicating with them, and you already do, but even more so.
I do for other people, but
yes,
yeah, it's but I know they're around. The cat.
Yeah, and I get you do so much for others that do more for you. Take that time to because I get you're always helping others. And that take that you time, because as you said, a lot of times you use it and for helping, and so take some time for you, because they're really drawn to you, both the spirit but also animals. I get so many animal spirits around you as well. You have a deep connection with them, especially dogs, dogs and cats. A lot. So yeah, and healer. You're a healer. I feel your healing energy.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Great.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, thank you. And so, definitely thank you so much for calling in. Always love to talk to you. And I'll let Brittany go ahead and do her magic.
Thank you.
She's
first,
great.
I just want to ask Chris, do you want me to just kind of go real quick into details?
Whatever you want to do. I think we can stay a little bit late with Carol. You know?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I can do that. Okay. So going back to the eye surgery, I did keep hearing though, like before you even mentioned LASIK. But what's the situation with that? Like insurance won't cover it, or it's really not a LASIK?
It's not a LASIK thing. Like he does actually. He owns the big LASIK Institute for Ontario. The doctor that I see.
Okay, that's what I think is the problem. He's too much focused on the LASIK aspect of everything that he's missing things. There is someone else you need to go to. I get that it's a little bit farther away and it might be a little bit of a drive, but you don't want to go to this guy. He, like the whole time you were talking to Kimber, I just kept writing more and more things down about it, and there's like a bunch of different issues that it could be, and he's not getting any of it. I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm getting about the eye situation too. Do you have like dry eyes? Are you not producing enough tears?
Yeah, it's a form of you either get wet or dry form of this illness, and it's dry, and then your vision closes in eventually to nothing, basically. But you know.
That's what it solely is revolved around. So I think once you switch doctors or get a second opinion, it won't be an issue anymore. This guy just is, I mean, obviously they probably get more money with LASIK. They probably focus a little bit more on that. He's probably a little bit more detailed in that whole, you know, process and procedure. And I just think it's not the right person for what you particularly have.
Right, yeah.
And then another thing I got along with it, but then I don't know if it coincides with what Kimber was saying with rest, is that I don't know if you either have to get more sleep or if there's something that has to do with your eye as well, where it's like your eye muscle like tires out. I have no idea if this is a real thing. They told me to write it down. Like your like almost the muscles in your eye, like are you constantly like kind of squinting and closing your eye? Like it feels very heavy?
Yeah, that's part of it too. Is people go like I go like snake eyes. I've had this since I was about 19. People when my eyes get tired, they actually go closed really quick. And you know it goes they go really strange, and then they start spazzing, and especially in bright sunlight like that.
Yeah, because I wrote the dry eyes not producing enough tears, and I wrote / something to do with the eye muscle. So it's a combination of those two things. I don't know much about the eyes. I never had to wear glasses or anything like that. So I'm just getting what I was told. So just do me a favor and write that down and just keep that with you when you do get a second opinion, because I think this person will be able to treat you better as far as that goes. So I got that out of the way. Another thing, I know you mentioned your daughter in the beginning. Is your daughter married?
Yeah, well, basically, common law.
Okay. Do you have issues with the person she's in like a common law relationship with?
I didn't think I did, but now when I see them on Skype or whatever, he seems to give me these looks now, and you know, I can't figure out what it is, but you can tell it's like not good. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, because when you mentioned that, I wrote having it to do with the spouse, or the spouse is a part of it.
Right.
And I also think a third thing in the factor is something to do with money.
That's money. My mother's paid her to away from me, basically.
So, can you say that last part again?
My mother's bribed her and my brother and a bunch of them with money. Like, she gave her money to buy a house, and she's giving her money.
Okay, yeah.
She's also bribing me with money coming, like my inheritance or something is going to go to her. Things like that.
Yeah, it did seem like it had to do with inheritance as well, as that was like a factor in it. I feel like March is going to be a big month for this. I don't really know how it's going to play out, but for some reason this upcoming month, either things are going to come to a boiling point or they'll get resolved. They're very vague about the situation, but they're just letting me know that March, some answers to your questions are coming as far as that goes. Is there a ring involved with this too? Is there some sort of jewelry or something apart?
Yeah, my mother won't give me anything. I'm not allowed to be buried with her, but she told my son a couple of years ago that she's actually going to give me her ring.
Yes, because I
all I'm
knew you
gonna
had
get
a son
is her
too.
ring. Pardon?
I knew you had a son. I knew you have a boy and a girl, correct?
Yes, right, yeah.
Okay. Because what I wanted to get into before you mentioned that was about your son and how he's kind of put in the middle of things. He seems to be the one that's kind of neutral in the situation, and that seems to he takes your side a little bit more than your daughter's side.
Well, he stopped talking to me, but it's only because she bribed that she'd pay off all his bills and things.
I honestly think he's not as weak. I hate to talk about your children like this, but as your daughter is. I think as far as the money situation, it only goes so far, and he's going to start to come to his senses because out of the two of them, the son seems like more likely to come around.
Right, yeah. I've been getting that, even though he's the one that backed off first. But yeah, he was always the one that was closer to me, and he always used to say, I'm only going along with her. He'd say, he actually sent me a letter about a year ago saying, don't make him take sides. And I thought, I'm not making him take sides on anything, but obviously
Yeah, no, I don't get that either from it. I again, I hate to say this, but I get it's a lot of your daughter's, like, what's the word? Like, not scheming, I don't want to say that, but it's not like a great energy. It's not, it's not like evil or mean, but she's almost like blinded by money, and it's not really making her the greatest person right now.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
And again, I don't like to say that about, people's children. It's just...
No, I get
it.
it.
Who's a Leo? Is she the Leo?
The Leo, yeah.
Did I get... her birthday, she's a Leo? Is that her sign?
Yeah, she's Leo, and he's Libra.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep, that's her. That's definitely her. Yeah, it's very black and white right now. They just wanted me to tell you this information so you're a little bit more prepared and you don't feel so, like, backed into a corner and alone. Even though you might not be speaking to your son right now, he knows what's going on. He'll come to his senses soon. Okay, what else did I write? I wrote a bunch of stuff for you down, too. I went through that. Alrighty. I don't know if it's the song that has like any meaning to you, or if it's the car, but I got the Prince song, like Little Red Corvette.
Right.
Does that mean anything to you, the song or the car, or?
Well, the song does, and my brother used to have a Corvette, but it wasn't red. But yeah, it does. It reminds me of the 80s when things were cool, whatever.
Yeah, because it was. I get songs a lot, and that was. Thought I was done writing everything, and I was just waiting for Kimber to wrap up, and I got that as the very last thing. I'm also getting a two-part name. It's a female name. At first I thought it was a man's name because it was like a Ray or like a Rory. But then it was like a Ray Ann. Does that make any sense?
Ray. Oh, there's a Rose in. I'm trying to think.
It's like an R first name and then Ann. If not, it's okay. I can just, if you just want to jot it down and I'll move on. And then I got the name Charles or Charlie, and I feel like it might possibly be a pet's name.
Well, there's a Charles that was years ago. No,
it's okay.
But yeah. When you
I'm getting a lot of names tonight.
You said Deirdre and then Sally. Sally was actually kept coming to my mind today, but it was, I thought this is strange. But I had an adopted brother who was Down syndrome, and all he basically would ever say to me was, "CC Sally," you know. And, my dog looks like Sally, and I swear he's around me because he obviously must have died fairly young, right? And,
yeah.
And I was walking the dog tonight, and all I could hear in my head was "CC Sally, CC Sally," because he loved to see me, and you know.
Maybe that's why it's a little bit. I mean, I know it's a touchy subject when they say it when someone passes with that. If they have it in the after, I forget how that works, but whatever information was coming across to me before, as far as names and stuff, I was having kind of a hard time piecing it together. And then I was kind of almost made to play a word game with it, and that does happen to me sometimes, where I'll write one name and then another name, and it's almost like they're letting me try to figure it out on my own without giving it to me right away. But this time was a little bit more difficult.
That would be because see, Sally was a dog that he used to see occasionally, so he'd get all excited, and then he'd say "CC Sally" to me because he was happy to see me all the time too. Right? So,
yeah.
So.
The last thing I'm going to, well, actually, no, I think there's two more things, but I'll just keep it quick. Were there people in your family who were fishermen, but real hardcore fishermen, went out for a few months in brutal colds and then came back, not glamorous at all, hardcore work?
Yeah, I think way back, yeah. Actually, even my uncle that was around, he had done stuff like that.
Yeah, it just was not a pretty picture. It was just cold and damp, and it just almost felt like the closest thing to death without actually dying. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah, I think it was in the
but
North
it was just
Sea
miserable.
I think it was in the North Sea or something, yeah.
And then the last thing I got was, that's just the thing. Since I write things down, I think I'm done, and then I see something else in the corner. Memorial Day. Is that a significant anniversary or birthday, or is there something coming up this Memorial Day? It was one of the last things I got for you, and I was just kind of writing everything and wrapping it up.
Yeah, possibly.
Write it down. I have a feeling it might have something to do with not your past, but with what's coming up. And it's not something bad. It's something good.
Right.
I want to kind of hone in on that a little bit more.
Right. Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Is there something with a cabin?
Pardon?
A cabin?
Oh, a cabin. Yeah, we used to have.
Or a summer house. This doesn't also seem like past. It seems like more present.
Present.
Some sort of vacationing, or it just has more of a holiday kind of vacation feel to it.
Well, we used to go to a cabin, and I've been looking online at this cabin. I'm tempted to go and look at it. But it's sort of like a log cabin, but we used to have
a cabin,
and it burned to the ground day after my mother sold it. But I've been looking at ones that are dirt cheap way up north, and I was picturesque, and it reminds me of the old days, where we used to go out fishing and stuff.
Don't stop doing that. I think if you keep looking at it and picturing it and just when you're bored online or whatever, just kind of browsing or whatnot, it's definitely some sort of option this summer. Whether you do it by yourself or if someone invites you, but I think it's more something you're going to do yourself.
Right. I did that actually about 2 years ago. I went and took the dog and the cat and I.
It's also very much needed right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I know there's a lot of walls, kind of put up between you and your family and, it seems like some friends too. And alone time might sound weird, but you need some sort of alone time in a new, different space.
I can see that idea actually. And it worked before, so
yeah,
alone by the water, and thanks, cool, thank you. So it was so
no problem.
Because when you said Deirdre, I went, oh my gosh, Cause like that's
That
one of my
I still don't know who that's for. Is that for you? I got it at the very beginning of the show.
It's the one cousin in my life that both of her sisters are really successful, and I've always encouraged her whole life, but I've heard that she's really going downhill, drinking herself to death, and no one can reach her. So, and I feel so bad because
I would. Have you reached out to her? Because I've gotten that name several times tonight.
Have you? Yeah, that's like she's like.
I don't want to alarm you, but I feel like it's pretty urgent.
You think so? Yeah, being hospitalized. She just gave up living because this guy left her after years of saying he'd marry her and all this. But she took to the bottle. But even like my daughter was in touch with her, but of course my daughter has no use for people like that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I keep getting the thought, and then when you mention her, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe you know something that that and Sally. The two of them, which were, I guess, and
that's such a weird name. I couldn't tell if it was like a Deandra or, I was trying to sound it out or whatever. I know it's not that weird, but it's not super common.
The way her mother would pronounce it would be Deirdre or whatever.
Deirdre. Yep, Deirdre.
Yep.
That's it. So I got Deandra and then I wrote Deirdre.
I couldn't pronounce. I always say Deirdre or whatever, but it's Deirdre.
I couldn't say it either. That's why I'm
Yeah. So, and it would be her mother who's on the other side. It was sort of like a mother to me. I thought she might be the one that would be calling it out, which is not good. But she dropped her Facebook account, and it's hard to get in touch with her. And last I heard, did
she have an Instagram?
I don't know. I should check all over and see if there's anything left.
Yeah, because there's something out there, like, I don't know if it's something random, like a LinkedIn or a Twitter or something that's still reachable.
Oh, okay, I'll check because I was getting kind of worried about it. There's something told me there's something wrong, and everybody's sort of giving up on her. like.
Yeah, I know. That's the stupidest thing everyone could do.
Yeah, I'm so done.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, it won't keep you though. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Diane. Press 1 and that'll mute yourself.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Carol. Hi, Carol.
Yes. Hi.
How are
you? Good.
And you?
I'm good.
So,
I'm
what's
good.
going on?
Not too much. I just figured, well, I'll just have them give me a reading, see what they get, see what comes up. What do you think of that?
Okay, Raul called. Now, hang on. So Raul called back, and I don't know what you're talking about, Mary Margaret. Raul, I'm just going to check in with Raul. Raul, are you just listening, or what's going on?
I had to go shopping. That's why I had to.
Okay, are you just listening, or are you hoping for a reading? What's the deal?
Oh, I'd like to get a reading, of course. Yeah.
Okay,
that'd be nice.
So So we'll see where we are time wise as soon as we're done with Carol, and if these guys are willing to stay late to do that. So, Carrie, go ahead with Carol, and we'll see what happens. Okay, guys?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. Hi, Carol.
And hi, how are you?
Good. And I'm so happy to hear from you. I have been seeing numbers around you all night. I know it was the number lady because I have been seeing numbers. And now it makes sense.
It does.
Yes. Every time you're even in chat or I'm, right now I'm not in chat, but every time you call in or I'm around you, I just numbers. And it's like, almost like Sesame Street. I never really watched it much, but I know when, you'd see the numbers all around him. I see numbers around you everywhere. It's so cool. I love it. Yeah, you have such great energy, but yeah, you're definitely the number lady, and I knew even when you were on hold, I knew it was you.
Well, I like my numbers.
Yes, and you're meant to be, because I can just see that, it's a big part of your life. It's a gift. It's just an amazing connection. People have certain different things, but numbers are you. You are numbers. and it's amazing, your energy, because as I said, I just get numbers around you every time. It's almost, it's really cool. It's I don't know, hard to explain, but I see them everywhere around you, and I see you see them everywhere too. You're very connected with, almost to where it's like distracting, but in a good way. I just see you very, a lifetime of being connected. Certain people are meant to be either an astrologer or numerologist or whatever, and it is you. It's something that I feel even other lifetimes, even just a deep connection. It's something almost an ancient knowledge. It's amazing what you have, this connection with it. It's something you're meant to do. You've done it for a long time and will continue to do it. You help many. It's just something you also teach. I pick up teacher. You show people lessons. You're very good at bringing that around, because sometimes we get lessons, and a lot of times it takes others to kind of show it. And you're very good with that. You're very good with people. I get that throughout your life too, not just now, but even always, that you've had people that just kind of start telling you, their problems and their life story. Maybe people at the store, or people just everywhere. They're just drawn to you. They start talking to you and start asking you things and questions, and I get you feel everywhere you go, and you feel and you pick up a lot of things from people, almost to the point where it's overwhelming. I get just this overwhelming energy and just numbers everywhere, and just, you're extremely smart. Very, very intelligent, and your mind's always going. And so a lot of times there's so much coming in, especially because you do connect and pick up others' energies. So, as I said, at times, especially if you're in crowds, I feel that certain times you know when to avoid it. And other times you know your limits. I'm hearing she knows her limits. You know when you can be around, or you know when it's time to go. From may it be that party, that event, that whatever it is, you're like, okay, I had enough, I gotta go. And that is not always because you don't want to stay. It's because it's just too much. Grounding, meditation. You're very good at knowing what you need at the time, and it varies for connecting and balance. It's all about balance. It's all about because you're as me. I'm getting, because this is what I do too, is I spend a lot of time thinking about overthinking. If that makes sense, because you're always thinking, and so sometimes we need to take time to stop.
Right.
So I'm hearing take time to stop, to turn the mind off. Connect with ways, and I get nature is a good one. I see you at a park, like something I do is swing on a swing set. I don't know if you swing on a set, or if it's something that you need to do. Maybe go to a park and try it. Get those butterflies. It's good to do. Connect with what's going to make you feel, that childhood feeling when you just felt that joy, that peace, that no worries, and for that little bit even. It's good to do that. So connect with what that may be. May it be river, go to the river to pray, maybe go to the lake to swim, to connect with an element, maybe sit by the fire. I love to do that, connect with fire. Air. I get air as an element for you.
Is that on your end, Carol?
I don't know. I'm sitting still, Chris.
Hang on. Where's all the noise coming from?
I hear it too, but it's not me.
Kind of busy multitasking, and I went to look at the studio, and I couldn't tell where the noise was coming from. Somebody became muted, and it's Peter. Okay, you're muted again, Peter. Go ahead. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
That's okay.
No, that's okay. I make important calls, connections, that there's people that you need to connect with. Okay.
Peter, you keep coming unmuted. Could you please mute yourself? Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Yeah. No, that's okay. So yeah, some calls. I get calls and some to-do lists. I see you making a to-do list.
I do that.
And okay, yep, a lot of lists. You're like me. You got lists everywhere. And you quick jot down things a lot. I'll scribble things too as well. I get that.
Peter, what is going on? Please don't unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. A book. Are you working on a book?
I've been writing stuff down for a book. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because, I get bits and pieces, like journaling towards a book. Thoughts come to you. You got little pieces here and there.
Never mind.
Even like scraps of napkins, whatever. All of a sudden you grab papers. Try to carry a little pocket notebook, something with you, because so many ideas and so many things for this. Mm-hmm. And this is something you need to do, and you're gonna do so well. And it's gonna be a great project. But I get that it's little parts, little things here and there, and that it all connects. And so go with when you get it, because a lot of times, because you have so much in your mind and you're always thinking and you're so smart and your mind's just going. So it's good to write it down, because you have so many thoughts, and sometimes then we forget exactly what it was or parts of it. So always jot it down, and I see you doing that. And that's going to be extremely helpful for this book, this project. And I know this has been something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. It's something that you've been working on for a while and are going to continue to, and it's all going to piece together. It's all coming together, and I get a blockage like me, because I don't like to write much, and I feel that you kind of don't like to write much, or you're too busy. It's hard to do that. So carry like a little voice recorder too as well, and so you can record stuff, and then take certain nights and may it, even if you got to have a glass of wine or whatever it is, and sit down and then type out your stuff, because I get that becomes overwhelming and makes you want to almost put it off for a while, because I'm the same way. I hate to have to, at times, it's okay, but other times it's like, I got so much to write out. So a lot of times then we put it off. So I just feel that don't be so overwhelmed about having to have it all wrote out all at once. Take your time to do that and put it all together. But I do see you doing this amazing, wonderful book. You have so much to share, and that's also going to be teaching as well, because you're going to put a lot of good information in there, and it's something that you need to do, not only for you but for others. But also it's it's good to have these things, you know, to share and to leave this knowledge, you know, I get teacher. so yeah, you know, definitely work on that book, because I see you doing an amazing lot of work with that this year. So, very busy year for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So great to talk to you. Always is. And I had just so much. That's why I tried to pick through. But as I said, also the numbers are very distracting.
Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
I'm the same way right now. I have so much written for you, and I'm like, please make sense. Don't make me look like a fool. That's all I keep thinking right now.
Brittany, I don't think of it like that.
Yeah.
Whatever you give me, you got.
Are there, okay, I got a lot of nicknames. Does your family go do a lot of nicknames? Like, they're the nickname type?
Yep.
Yes, that is so right.
All right, does the nickname Scooch?
Hang on. Harold, can you put a headset on, because
I have one on.
It's using your webcam mic, because it's picking sound up in your house, you know? So either you the reading and then that's it again.
Okay.
We're just everything. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay, sorry
Okay,
about
do you want
that.
me to just read?
Go ahead.
So, Chris, do you want me to just read off everything I'm getting and she's muted on the other end?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, got a lot of nicknames, like I said. One was the nickname Scooch. There's so many different ones. Another one was like Kitty or Kitten. Tilly. I'm just gonna read them all and see if maybe I feel like some of them are also maybe nicknames for stuffed animals and pet names. One that I feel like is definitely a pet name I got was like a C name. It was like a Chester or Chucky. It may also be for a stuffed animal. As far as the book thing goes, I have a feeling that the publisher you go onto, it has something to do with a bird. I think there's a publisher that's Penguin. So if you want to jot that down, just to keep that in mind, because I got that a few times, and it seems like sometimes when I get messages, there'll be some things in the front and some things that are kind of cloudy, and that was in the front. Okay, let me see what else I wrote here. I got something about your son. He has like a special T-shirt that means a lot to him, and something to do with the bear. I don't know if it has to relate. I don't know if it's the football team, the Bears. I don't know if it's a cartoon bear or a picture of a real bear. What else? Another thing I got was the name Billy, but I do want to say I know I've read for you before, and I feel like that name has come up, so I was a little biased. I wasn't sure if that was just from my memory or if that was coming through. What else? The song Freebird was mentioned along with that. I'm just going to give a lot of the keywords and then try to tie it in. Something about toads also, I feel like it's like a cute thing, either a cartoon, a stuffed animal, maybe it was a song, because I got the name Tom along with it. Let's see, what else? Am I missing anything? Trying to decipher my handwriting. Okay, something about, this is how I wrote this and came to this assumption, so just bear with me. I got Burger King, and then something about crowns, and then something king. So I don't know if that's like a funny inside joke or if that makes any sense to you. Another thing was about reptiles. I don't know if you had them as a kid or if your son has them now or if somebody in your family has them, like one of your children. It's not, I get more of like, besides like cute and cuddly animals, your family was more of like the reptile type family. And then there was
Reptilians.
Another thing, I hate when they scat. Like, I'm just trying to decipher because I try to kind of when I write words, box them together, but then I'll get so much, sometimes I don't do that. Another thing was something about Greece or Greek. I don't know if your family is of Greek descent, but they wanted me to bring that up. A lot of little things here and there, but that was the majority of it.
I'll bring Carol back on. Sure. We'll see what Carol has. Carol?
Okay, I was typing in as you were going. I sing different songs to my grandkids, and so you were right about those things. I took care of my sister's iguana, and I called it Izzy, and I took care of it till it passed away. And yes, my son likes snakes, and I've had them, because I like animals. It doesn't matter if it's a reptile or if it's an animal, or and there's always nicknames. Always nicknames here.
Does the scooch one sound familiar? Because that was the first one I got.
Billy, because he scooches all over the place. So, my handicap son, that is, you were absolutely correct. I mean, you were dead on.
Oh, there was one last thing I forgot to mention. Your father's passed, right?
No, my father hasn't passed yet, but my father's not doing well, and it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, don't do that. You know what, Brittany? Life. That's what life is.
Yeah, I know how you're feeling. I went through something similar recently. There was something about him being like a picky eater. And where is he now? Is he somewhere where they would give him like kind of hospital food?
No, he's at home, but
all right, because it was more of a memory of long ago. He was a very picky eater.
Absolutely, and he still is.
Because I was getting a lot of chain. I mean, maybe that makes sense now because I was getting a lot of chain restaurants. Like Sizzlers and Burger King,
he's picky.
Sorry, go on.
Did he eat out a lot or what? Like she's getting a lot of chain restaurants.
They would go. Mom and Dad used to go out to eat like once a week, and they would pick like those kind of restaurants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Burger King thing, I felt was like more of like a word game. It was like I got Burger King, and then I got Crowns, and then I got King. I don't think it necessarily has to do with the fast food.
Crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
Crossword puzzle.
Okay.
And that's what he does. That's what he always did.
Does he make messages that way? Like word association?
Yes.
Because a lot of the things I've been getting today, like I do get that, but more so than ever tonight. Like tonight, it was like the first word I got was more of like me sounding it out, and then by the second or third word, that was the actual word. Kind of word association.
Yes. And you're right. And you're doing fabulous, by the way.
Thank you. Another thing, too, was the TV shows like the Jeffersons and Sansa and Son. They put them together. I know that's so random, but
you're too young to know anything about the Jeffersons and Sanford and Son.
Listen, I know. And you know what? And Archie Bunker. And Dad used to watch that all the time. That Archie Bunker. And that.
Because I got it. Oh, okay. Sorry, go on. I'm interrupting you. There's just so much stuff that I got.
It's okay. You're doing good. Very good.
Okay, so, anything else? Because we do have that one last person.
Just the name Phil. I got it a few times. I actually got it 3 times. I kept waiting.
Yeah, he's coming through. He already has more than once today.
Phil?
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Very
much. It was maybe random from another reading, and then I got it another time, and then a third time, so much that I kept writing like lines next to it.
Well, yeah, because he's been coming through all day, like for the last couple of days. He's been talking to me. So, yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Believe me,
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me do that.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, honey, and you did great. Really good. Both you girls did good. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for waiting, Carol.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go get. Oh, where's Raul? Oh, did Raul? Okay, Raul is here. Hello, Raul.
Hello, ladies.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm excited. This is a bonus reading. Thank you.
Bonus reading. So, Kimber, I'm going to give you like 5 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
Put an egg.
Yep. Yep. Just give me the crickets. I'll try to pay attention. And thank you so much for hanging on and for calling in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Well, me and Brittany we'll tag team you here. So, I did a lot with you. For some reason, I right away picked up flying. I don't know if you like to fly or you have been on a plane recently, but I just get flying. Some kind, or maybe you have a trip coming up because I see you on a plane.
What's that?
What was that?
Did you just smoke a joint? I'm just kidding.
No.
I wish I did because sometimes it's needed, but no, I don't.
No, flying, like, a trip or going somewhere special. So if you haven't recently, then you have a trip coming up, and it's going to be on an airplane. And it's going to be, it feels almost like June or July is going to be some travel time for you.
Well, I gotta tell you right away that I came back from a trip last week, and I did go to Colorado. I live in Washington, and it was an amazing trip. Yes. Great, wonderful. Because and Colorado is beautiful. I've been there, and amazing. So, did you see the mountains? Yeah, I picture you around mountains. Did you see some mountains? Isn't it amazing? Oh yeah, I went to Telluride, and it's beautiful.
Okay, yep. Because I just see you had an amazing time, and I do feel another vacation coming for you too in like June and July. Colorado was a great experience. It was something that you were meant to do. I feel not only did you have a lot of fun, but you made some good connections there.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
What was that?
You're right on it. Yeah,
okay,
you're right
great.
on it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Because, I just feel that it was just something that you were meant to do. A great experience. And I keep getting romance for you. I don't know.
Great.
Yes, because I feel just there's a special woman just waiting for you. You're going to get a lot of attention this year.
About time. Great.
Yes, in the romance department. I see you having much fun. So be prepared.
I will.
Yeah, because I feel she's like a cowgirl. She's going to get on and do some riding, so be prepared because you're going to have your hands full. She seems very, very sweet, very energetic, very passionate. Like you said, you have been waiting for quite a while, and I feel a very sweet, wonderful, good connection. I feel it'll be something long term too, that you're gonna fall head over heels. I keep getting head over heels. She just has beautiful energy. She's been waiting for you as well. Sometimes we have certain people that we're meant to be with, meant to meet, and I do feel that this was your time to meet this really special lady. Yeah, yay. You're very excited.
Oh, yeah. That was a deep excitement.
Yeah.
Deep excitement, yes.
Yes, yep. I can just feel your energy, and you're going to romance the hell out of her. You're going to give her so much, because you're just going to fall in love. She's very, very sweet, sexy, beautiful, just an amazing energy, and you're just going to really hit the jackpot, and she is with you as well, because you are just quite the catch. You have just a great heart, a very good personality, romantic. I just feel you are just amazingly sweet, very romantic, and very loving, very kind. And you are going to be to her too, and she's going to love it. And that's going to help win her over, because she, as I said, she's been waiting for you too. I see a lot of romance, some sweet picnics, just amazing outings.
Have I met her yet, if you don't mind me asking?
I do feel a familiar energy. That's something I was gonna. It does feel like a very familiar energy. It feels like you've noticed her. It feels like you've met her, but not that you have a very deep relationship or know her real well, but I feel that you've noticed her, you've met her. So you're aware of her energy. A way that you're going to know and how you're going to feel it is you're even going to feel her before you actually see her when you go somewhere. You're going to have this great connection with her. So get out there. I get out there. It feels like some outside somewhere. I don't know if do you go to a dog park? I don't know. That might seem kind of odd question. Or go to a park.
I ride my bike in the summertime. I go and ride my bike
hiking
in the summertime. Yeah.
Okay, then it's biking, not hiking. Okay, then it's biking. Because I was thinking hiking. No, it's biking. Okay, watch for others. You might see her biking as well. Because I think you've noticed her, and I feel that she's felt you. She's noticed you too. So go biking a lot, and pay attention, because I don't know where I get dog, or she's walking her dog or something, but I also do feel that she does bike too. You're going to have a lot in common. It's going to be a great epic romance, which is something great, because I just feel that you've waited for so long, and she's just going to be the one. And it's finally going to happen this year. So this is really good. And yeah, it's biking, not hiking. She does feel very adventurous though, and I think eventually you're going to be doing some hiking together as well. It feels like camping. It just feels like a lot of outdoor adventures. Very adventurous all around. As I said,
nice.
It's going to be much fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I get cooking. I don't know if you like to cook, but I see you like cooking dinners for her. Just you're going to impress her very much. So you don't even have to work at it, because you just do, because of how you are and who you are. But you seem very romantic. I feel, and I see you doing just really sweet things, giving her like a special rose. Making dinners for her, taking her out, and it's not necessarily going and spending a lot or anything like that. It's those little things, like I said, just one simple rose that you pick, or a flower, a daisy, anything. It's the little things she's gonna love and appreciate. So I definitely see the romance being a really big part this year. And especially, I feel that by the holidays, you guys are going to be very close. You're going to do all the holiday stuff together. I see like everything from November, December, January, just a lot of holiday parties and just very, very much sweet romance. Career-wise, I see money advancement or raise, something career-wise. Do you in some way teach?
I love coaching. I don't teach, but when I say something, I try to teach and I challenge people. I ask them the hard question and I tell them how it is.
Good. Keep doing that. You're very good at that. You have a way with people and you have just a talent with that. And you help a lot of people by doing that. And that is how you do it. Just how you explain it there, that is a good way, and that's something that I feel that you've always done and continue to do that, because you'd be amazed at how much you do really help people by doing that. And sometimes it can be little things, it can be big things, it can just make one little statement, one day, one thing can make a huge difference in someone's life. And you've done that so many times. It's just, you have a very, just a raw talent for that. You have a way. So continue to do that. Yes, I love your energy. Even before
it's funny you said that, because I got something very similar to that. And when you started to say it, I was like, oh my God, I wonder if she's gonna say it. But
good.
Is it okay? Are you all done? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yes. No, we work amazing
okay.
together. You
right,
pick
cool.
up what
a lot of things that you
continue.
get, I'm getting too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Here, I'm going to word it, and let me just word it first, and then let me know if this resonates at all. Something along the lines that Kimber was saying is, in the beginning when you were first talking, I got something about kind of almost like a life coach kind of thing, or like a seminar type of thing, or like an inspirational speaker. It's like a career change. And then I got later on something about like a banker or something to do with money. So I don't know if you're in the midst of a career change.
I want to switch jobs, but that is actually my dream, is to be able to touch people's lives and somehow exemplify what I've gone through and just teach people. I like that, and I think I like.
Yeah, because that seems like what you're meant to do. Because I honestly thought that's what you already did. And does that other part make any sense? You work right now. You do something to do with money. At first, I got banker, but I think it might be a little bit more.
No, you're right on it. Yeah, I work in a small bank, in a credit union, in a local credit union in Washington.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're right on it. That's really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Another name I kept getting for you is like a T name, but it's very strange, and I don't believe this person's past. I believe it's someone you already know. It's like a Tazi or like a Tin or like Timber. It's very strange. I wanted to say Tara, but then I kind of they were like, no, it's like kind of not exotic sounding, but it's different. It's not really an American name.
Huh.
I got Tazi first.
Yeah, and what about that name, if you don't mind me asking?
It's not someone that's passed. I believe it's a female's name, and I think it has something to do with someone you either know or someone that's coming into your life. So I don't know if that name, if there's an exotic tea name, and I'm not talking about tea, like tea you drink, like a tea name, like Tara or Teresa or something like that, but it's very exotic sounding.
I'll make a note. It doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's okay. All right. What else? And I think there was a bunch of stuff I got for you. Another thing was a ring I got an image of where it has an engraving or almost like a quote that goes around the band. Does that make any sense to you? It might have initials or a little saying, and it's inside the band and it goes around.
No, I've been looking to buy something, but no, not really. I don't own anything.
That's okay. You know what? If it doesn't make sense, we'll just move on. Let me see. I'm just trying to decipher my handwriting once again. I got something about canyons and Wyoming. I don't even know if canyons are in Wyoming, but they had me group it together. And there's a lot of animal energy around you, especially with wolves.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just drawn to the mountain skiing, and I haven't done a whole lot of hiking. I mean, the last few years have been just work, and a little bit of skiing. So that's where my energy, when I have a little money, I go skiing.
I hear you. Have you ever been to Wyoming?
Nope, but it's on my list.
Yeah, I think that's the next one that's coming up. Okay, what was the other one? Also the name, this is a name, I don't think it's for the spice, like Ginger. First I wrote the name Jenny, but then it made me write Ginger.
Wow. Repeat that again. And you said Jenny and then Ginger?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the story.
Oh, okay.
Here's the story. I went to Telluride for my dream vacation. I waited 10 years to go there. Mm-hmm. And on my last gondola ride coming down to town, it's about 9 p.m., I saw this woman, and somebody asked me where I was from. I said I was from Chile, and she said, I've been in Chile. And this person asked me, where do I live? And I said, in Seattle. And she says, I live in Seattle. Her name is Jen, and I just met her. And according to what the other, what you've been saying, I just noticed it. I noticed her. So her name is Jen.
Awesome.
Jen, actually.
Keep that in mind, too. I would write that name down as well.
Oh, that's so cool. No,
you
I have her
know
phone
what,
number.
like Kimber was saying, you have a very good energy about you right now, and you're not going to just get like one or two prospects. You're going to get a few.
Can I be honest with you? I've always, last year I've always heard that I have great energy, but nothing is really seemed to be coming through. And I'm not.
I know what you mean, but this year it's different.
Cool.
It's okay. Almost like how do I put it? Like there was a roadblock or something last year, and it's like that was removed, and you had this like continuous flowing energy that you didn't have last year. You were getting there, but you weren't fully, I guess, steered, unlocked, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if maybe being outdoors and being in the mountains and whatnot has helped, but something broke that up, and a lot of things are going to happen for you now.
Yeah, I did feel that going to Telluride my life was going to change after this trip, and I had that really gut feeling, very strong. And a lot of synchronicity happens, and like Kimber-Lee said, everything, a lot of beautiful things happened. It wasn't just a trip. I longed to go there, and when I was there, I cried one day for like half an hour just because I was there. I couldn't believe it.
That might have a lot to do with it. Sometimes it's very awakening. And it's almost like when you pent up a lot and then you finally let go of that, even though, crying is related to being sad and whatnot, sometimes it's very therapeutic and it opens you up a lot.
Yeah.
It could be, too, that there's just like a strong energetic connection to something or someone there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And, when I went there the very first time I seen the mountains, I cried too. So it is so beautiful and overwhelming. So I completely relate to that when you say that, and it is the energy. And because you're an empath, you have such you feel everything. I do as well. You feel so much. That is another reason why it was such a beautiful and as Brittany said too, like a spiritual awakening. It was something that was meant to be. And so, of course, you were very overwhelmed with emotions, and it is just Colorado is somewhere you're going to go back to see eventually, and you love it so much. It's so beautiful. And Wyoming, I get Cheyenne, Wyoming comes up, and Cherokee Trail. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know. I see you going there like skiing, a winter vacation. And so Wyoming is definitely, and when I went through there, I didn't get to spend much time, but when I did, the mountains, you're going to probably cry again because it is just the most amazing, beautiful. Not only are they beautiful mountains, but they're full of trees as well, too. Because how Colorado and different states have the different mountains, so some have sage and different, some are more open, and Colorado just has a whole just amazing mountains. They're just hard to even explain. They're so beautiful. But Wyoming has these beautiful ones that are full of trees, too, and just big, huge trees. And I see you in the forest, and I see you skiing, and I see you just on an adventure. And yeah, you know, as Brittany was saying, too, I picked up the Jennifer, the J name, and also a T, as she said, too. It is an exotic name. Tegan, maybe Tansy, Tegan.
Yeah, that sounds it's hard for me to get. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
So pay attention, because as she said too, I think there's going to be a few ladies after you because you're a catch.
Nice, thank you,
but,
thank you.
Well, good luck with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we're speaking, Kimber is stalking you, so.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, come like my page.
I'm coming over.
Okay.
Thank you.
Not good as everybody said that. Go ahead.
Chris, yes, thank you so much. This is a great gift. I appreciate the space again. I'm spoiled. I feel grateful. Kimber and Brittany, Chris, you know, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This is super fun, which is important, but it's also deep, so I love it.
Very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We like the nice guys around here, you know what I mean? Even if nice guys finish that curious times, you know?
Thank you very much. Great gift.
No,
amazing gift.
Thank you.
Okay, kids, so, let's, I'm gonna play a song, and then we'll come back and see if anyone has anything they want to say in the last 20 minutes, okay? Sound good to everybody?
Okay. Yep. Great.
Let's go. Awesome Canadian musician. So, I guess that we do have one last one, assuming that Brittany and, but you guys gotta make it quick, okay? Brittany and Kimber. Yep. So we'll go get Peter. Hi, Peter.
Hi there. How are you? Are you there?
Good. Good. Thanks. Sorry about that. I totally missed.
No problem. Yep.
How about let's go with so that we can, because time is of the essence. Let's go with a specific question for both of them. How's that? Is that fair?
That sounds good.
Okay. I have a really unusual life whereby I have some incredible luck, as in coincidental luck. Things happen that just out of the blue, and people say, "Wow, you're incredibly lucky," and which I think I am. But other luck I don't have, like when it comes to improving my life, like work-wise. I'm not complaining about my relationship. That's fine, but I mean like work-wise. And just being better off. It never seems to happen. I'm always teetering on the edge. Lots of opportunities, but nothing ever actually happens. So it's very strange. So what do you make of that?
Kimber, would it be okay if I went first?
I was going to suggest that. Yes, do. Do please.
Okay. So when I started to write things down for you, very weird. I started to write out like a two-person name, like a blank and blank, and I wrote the word 7, and I'm like, why did I just write this? And I'm like, no, I was supposed to write this. And when you said luck and everything, it kind of felt like it was related to that. And I know 7's a lucky number, but I don't know if there's any other like meaning to the number 7 throughout your life, that there's some significance to it. If it's like a number sequence, or if you see 7s a lot.
No, not really.
The 7 means a lot to me, so I wasn't sure if maybe I was being biased, but there is something to do with 7s with you. So I don't know if it's the month of July, if someone's born on the 7th, or what the deal is. Yeah, there's feedback. Do you hear that?
It's feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, turn your volume down just a touch, okay? Because I don't think you must be using a headset.
How's that?
Okay, give that. Hello? Yeah, it's good. No echo. Go ahead.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So that doesn't make any sense to you? Because if not, I'll just move on from that.
No, 7 doesn't mean anything to me. I can't
All right,
think of
you know
it.
what? Just
I mean,
do
I've
a
got a
favor and
really...
write it down. I don't know why, but they're not letting me leave it alone. So I do think it's for you, and I guess it doesn't have to do with the past. It's something to do with your future. I don't know if it's like to keep an eye out on the month of July, as far as what your question was before.
Yeah.
And I know that seems far, but something more significant seems to be happening this summer.
And I would just say one quick thing we always touch on, and I had a little bit of experience with this myself, but once you get into a pattern of accepting or saying like that, I get a lot of this, but nothing ever works out here in this area. That you're programmed for that now. So for example, I used to always say, December is always awful for me. December is always awful for me, and December always was awful for me. When I stopped saying that, December stopped becoming exceptionally awful for me. It's like I was inviting it in. It's like I was expecting it. It's like, so try, every time you catch yourself thinking that way, like that nothing ever works out for you in this area or that area, like switch your thought a little bit over and say, maybe in the past it hasn't, but you must work on deprogramming yourself, for the fact that nothing ever goes right work-wise or in whatever category that is. That's just a 2 cents non-psychic thing, okay?
No,
Yeah,
you're right, though. I do that with
agree.
September all the time. September used to be like that for me.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So I interrupted. So Brittany,
No, you're right. Okay. Have you ever been skydiving? Because they wanted me to bring that up as well. Or jumping out of planes, something to do with planes. Or pilot. Again, it's a lot of a word association today with me, but I don't know if it's a pilot or jumping out of planes, something to do with planes.
No. I live in New Zealand and by Queenstown, which is the adventure capital of the world. But I won't jump off a bridge, and I won't do any of those things.
Yeah, I wish something to do with planes in general. I'll just kind of move on from that. Another thing was about pet rats. Someone had like 2 pet rats.
No.
Mice, rats.
Pardon? What was that?
Either mice or rats.
No.
They were pets.
No, I've got dogs.
And this might be as a kid too, and I don't know if it's necessarily you, but that was a memory they were bringing up. And they had like a silly name like Tom and Jerry, or like Tom and something, like they were familiar kind of cartoons or TV characters.
I can't stand
right.
rats and mice. Yeah.
That's all right. If it doesn't fit, I'll just say some of the other things I got. The name Dylan and the name Greg.
Dylan and Greg, did you say?
Mhm. Yes.
No, I know. I know a Greg, but he's has nothing to do with my life and such.
Huh. Let me just. Yeah. I don't. Let Kimber do it, and let me see if I can maybe tone in and give you like a minute or two after her, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not getting much, and they're not elaborating. It's very little.
Hey, Kimber, what do you think could help a gentleman in his career or abundance?
Yeah, I definitely can help you here. And I did catch some of what Brittany said too. Is some things that I picked up as well. Now, you talked about luck. For some reason, I keep getting luck of the Irish. I don't know why, because I know you said you're from New Zealand, but I get luck of the Irish. And when she said 7, I get 777, lucky 777. Now, I don't know if that means casino or what. Sometimes I haven't been there that much, but I know like there's like a a 777 or something. I don't know if you've ever been to a casino, or you might want to look into a casino, as she said, maybe June, somewhere in there. But I see like 777, and I know from playing the slots way back a few times that there is like a lucky 77. So something to do with luck and money. Could be casino, could just be just that sign showing me money and luck coming for you. I get luck of the Irish, as they said. Now, when she mentioned playing, I don't know if you've ever thought of going to Ireland, or Scotland also came up with you as well. And for some reason, whiskey, or Irish or Scottish whiskey, I don't know if that makes any sense.
My father is Scottish. My father's from Scotland.
Okay, Scottish?
Yeah.
Okay, because I keep getting Scottish. I've got that ever since you talked, and then when you said you're from New Zealand, it kind of confused me because I kept getting Scottish. Is he passed? Is he in spirit?
Oh, yeah, no, he passed 12 years ago.
Okay, because he's around you, and because I kept getting Scottish, and that must be the connection, and your father, yeah. And I almost feel that you may one day, like I said, either Ireland or now I think it's Scotland. You're going to go visit. You're going to go see, kind of like a heritage visit, something to kind of just go look up. Even if he had that, but it hadn't really came from there, I feel that it's that connection, and you want to connect to it. So that may be a very wonderful place to go visit. Think of it as on your to-do list to go and visit there and to kind of research. I see researching some genealogy a little bit. You have a beautiful, amazing accent. I love it. Since you very first started talking, I just right away I picked up your amazing energy. And as I said, I definitely feel the Scottish connection. I feel he's around, and for some reason I don't know if he drank Scottish whiskey, but I keep getting like
I hardly drink anything. And me and my father had a very turbulent relationship. When we were younger, he was a fantastic father. Couldn't have wished for a better father. But as he got older, he became very bitter and very difficult. Made my life in particular very hard. So there's a lot of resentment from me towards him for that stage of his life. So, which is a shame, but yeah, what's done is done, I guess.
Exactly, and I understand. With family, I'm not close to mine either, so I completely relate and understand. And I'm sorry. I understand, and I know how hard that can be. Maybe, I don't know if he did drink or if that had anything to do with it, but for some reason, I don't know if it's from him or for someone.
Well, Kimber, I wrote down spirits too, so you're getting something along with that too, so.
Okay, good, because you're picking that up as well, and he's around. And a lot of times
to get lucky.
That's right. There you
yeah.
Well, short pick up. Just kidding.
Well, and sometimes they'll hang around, especially when they are sorry and they feel when they're over there, it's different for them, but they do still remember and they know. And I feel he's sorry that they're, for a lot of things, wish you would have been there more and should have been there. I feel an amazing strength from you. You are I get strong heart. I've gotten that since before you even started talking, but also when you talk, your energy already, but when you speak, it just really, it's like overwhelming. You just have an amazing energy. And I feel that he comes around you often, and as I said, sometimes it's the hardest things in our life that makes us as strong as we are and who we are. And it may sound kind of, cliche, but it's made you the strong, amazing person that you are. Everything, all the hard stuff, all the hurt, all the pain has made you such an amazing person.
I never give up. That's one thing about me. I never give up. I just get back up again. People say to me, how do you keep getting up again after you've been knocked down? And I just say, I just move on. That's gone. I'm moving on. And that's what I've always done. Yes.
I get that so much with you. You, as I said, strong heart. Brave heart, strong heart. You're just so amazing. And it is everything. You've took it all, and I get lessons learned, and also, so much strength. It's amazing what it's made you. All the different stuff, and as hard as it is, that's what keeps us going. That's what gives us the strength. And you have just this overwhelming strength. You do keep going. You are one who gets up. You get knocked down 8 times, and you get up and it's just stronger than ever. I get determination, just an amazing amount of determination with you. You know that you can do anything. You don't let nothing stop you. You feed off of a challenge. I keep hearing feed off of a challenge. Someone challenges you or says, well, can you do it? How can you do it? You're like, hey, I'm going to show you. Watch me. you do it. You're very strong-willed. Yeah. Yes, I get very strong-willed. You put your mind to something and you do it. That's also going to help you career-wise. You're going to be noticed. You already are, but you're going to get acknowledged and noticed all the more. I do see it feels like a career, not so much, somewhat of a change, but a shift. I keep getting career shift. It seems like what you're doing is going to change. It's going to shift a little bit. And for some reason, I do not know why, this might sound odd, but I'm going to give it to you, but I keep getting sheep farm. I don't know if you've done work or what has to do with sheep farm, but I got that from the very beginning, and I don't know if it's either you've been to one, you grew up at one.
There's more sheep in New Zealand than there are people.
Okay, because I keep getting sheep farm, and I've got that since before I started talking to you. So it sounds odd, but sometimes I'll get really strange things, and it's like I'll give it to you because it might mean something to you. But I keep getting sheep farm for some reason. There's a connection there. And as I said, like the whiskey, it might seem strange, but maybe later on it might come as a connection to you down the line. Synchronicity, I get a lot of that with you. As you said, the luck, and it can also come and go at certain times, but I feel that you are lucky. Luck is drawn to you, and everything happens for a reason. I keep getting that too. I don't know why, but everything happens for a reason. Synchronicity keeps coming up, and meeting by chance. I don't know why I keep hearing meeting by chance. You already have someone a love in your life, right? You're happy with the love that you have. Yes, because I feel a very good and a strong love connection.
I got that too. I got a name, but I don't know. So I struck out a lot with you. So I got a bunch of other things, but I'll let Kimber finish, and then I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I just feel that very deep love connection. You have a very wonderful relationship. Very good on the love department. The work is going to, as I said, shift. I see a change. And I do see much luck. I keep seeing much luck. I keep picturing a clover. And for some reason, luck of the Irish just keeps coming up with you.
Yeah. Well, I'm 61, so I'm getting a bit old to be changing careers. Yeah. So But yeah.
Well, were you something to do with being a handyman or a plumber or something with fixing?
My father was a plumber.
Okay, because there was something about a leaky faucet, and then a man mentioned something about a broken window as a child when you were a kid.
Well, lots of broken windows when I was a kid. playing.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
He mentioned something about that, and then he made me. Okay, I did like a doodle. It's almost like, I don't know if that's what you call it, like a coat of arms or some sort of like. It's like a piece of metal, and it has like your family's symbol on it. Yeah, like it's hard to explain. Yeah. And there's some sort of heart associated with it.
Can you take a picture of the doodle and post it on your Facebook?
Yeah, it's not very impressive, but yeah. It looks like half of a coffin with a heart on it and some like initials.
Well, like an ancient crest.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Yes.
It's some sort of family thing. I don't know if it's something you guys stand, like you had it in front of your house, or if does that make any sense to you?
Yes, vaguely. I have to think about it.
Okay.
Vaguely. We, there must have been a family crest because we're Scottish, and I think all Scottish families have a crest, so there must have been.
Yes, it's on your father's side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Yeah.
And then the name Sarah. Who's Sarah?
Sarah. Sarah. No, I don't know a Sarah.
And then there was the men's name Ken and Paul.
I've known a few Kens, but they haven't been Ken. Sometimes in your life, there's people you keep meeting that have the same name, and they're nothing but trouble. So whenever you meet somebody with that same name, you think, oh no, here we go again. You know, and Ken is a name that I associate with. Now,
is it K-E-N or K-I-N? Because I wrote both of them down for some reason.
K-E-N. Yeah.
Okay. Figured. I didn't know if kin maybe meant something else. I don't know. But I wrote them near each other. And also, too, there was a mention of something to do with like a theft or some sort of robbery. I'm trying to figure out if this was recent or something that was like a memory that someone wanted to bring up.
When my father was young, he was arrested for robbery, and his entire life nobody knew anything about it, and only since he's died has that come out, and I've actually got an old newspaper clipping of what he did, and a picture of him. So wow, he thought he got away with it, but now we know all about it. So
yeah. He wanted me to mention that. Let me just see if there was anything else I forgot. I don't know. The first time I tried to like kind of tune into you, I kept striking out, and then as soon as you started talking more with Kimber, I got some things. And then the name Dylan, I don't think it's an actual name. I think they were associating it with the singer Bob Dylan.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm from that era.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything else on this piece of paper. I feel like there's something I'm not seeing, like that I wrote down. Oh, something to do with bees and honey.
Bees and honey.
Did you guys have like bees, or did you guys did someone have a saying to do with bees, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
I feel like it's not literal. I feel like it's more like a saying, or
bees knees or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what Mum used to say I had. She said I had bees knees.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No. Let's just say you think you're just the bee's knees. That's what that's Dad used to say that.
Yeah.
You think you're just the bee's knees. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's it.
I think that's it. Oh, and I wrote the name Ron down. R-O-N.
Yeah, I've got an uncle called Ron, which is my mother's brother, and I think he's still alive. I've not seen him for a long, long time, but he really helped me out in the past. So yeah, Ron's
sorry. There's one last thing. This is for real. The last thing. Is someone not buried in like a traditional cemetery? It's like a meadow. Not with other gravestones. It's like by itself.
I have a brother who died at birth, and he is the only one of our family that is buried somewhere else than the rest of the family. I've got a sister who died at birth, and my mother. So that was Leanne, and my father and my mother are all buried in the one place together in one plot. And my brother Desmond, he's buried miles and miles away in a tiny little cemetery on his own. Well, he's not on his own, but it's not. They don't use the cemetery. Oh no, they do use it. That's right, but it's very, very small. So he's a long, long way away from everybody else. So he's sort of isolated.
Yeah, for some reason they wanted me to bring that up. So I don't know if an anniversary is coming up, if there's some significance.
There could be. They did talk once about moving him to where Mum and Dad were, and I said, well, look at where he is. He's out in the country. He's got a beautiful view. He can look down that valley every day.
You're right. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He's where he belongs.
Yeah.
Not like it matters after you go, but it for some reason it just seems like it shouldn't be touched.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I whenever I go to that part of the country, I always go and visit his grave, and I pull out the weeds and I talk to him, and then and I go. And I'm probably the only member of my family that does. I'd say that I am the only member of our family that does. So the only visit he ever gets is me. So.
Well, that's also probably why they brought it up, because he acknowledges that you do that and he appreciates it. Yeah. But there's also some anniversary. There's something coming up of having to do with him.
Okay, I'll have to. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, no problem. Just write it down. See what happens.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I hope that helps a little bit more the second time.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's fantastic. That's great. Absolutely brilliant.
10 minutes, a half an hour later.
No, you did great. Amazing. I picked up a lot of the things that you did.
Yeah, no, I love it. I do a lot better with another person than by myself. It was great doing it with you.
We work so great together. We so have to do this again because I love it. We pick up so much, and so many of the things that you say, you finish off, or I think, or I pick up. So we connect very well together and work really well together. So we definitely
awesome. Thank you.
Need to do
and thank
that.
You for letting me, join in today.
Oh yeah, and I'm so excited, and it's been wonderful, and I can't wait to do it again because, as I said, we really fit well. We do good and work off each other, and I pick up so many of the things that.
Mary Margaret, you waiting all this time too? Nobody tells me nothing. Anyway, we'll catch Mary Margaret next time. Oh, okay, good. Phew. We'll catch her. We're over overtime.
Or if you have a question, Mary Margaret, I think you're Facebook friends with me. Just message me and I'll answer it for you.
We'll make it up to you. So sorry. Next time we will.
She went for a meeting today. And so, okay, with all of that, thanks both of you guys, Kimber and Brittany. You did a great job. Thanks to all the listeners and callers. Appreciate that. And kept the show really busy, so that was great. And so tomorrow we're off, and we'll see you back here Monday with Diana.
Yeah. I just want to thank the lady. That's awesome. I feel so much better having talked to you guys. Thanks very much. You've made my evening.
That's great.
No problem. And have so much more. So connect with my page if you can, and I would love to talk to you again, call in again. And you did mention, because I had gotten this from the beginning, Alina, Aileana, and which the meaning for that name is light bearer. And I just kept getting that too as well, but I've got so much with you, really connect, so we'll definitely have to speak again, and thank you so much for calling in.
Definitely, I will. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm getting out of here while the getting's good, so we're gone in 3.
Thanks, Brittany. Thanks, Chris.